Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Talking Bullion. Well, it's great to be doing another video. Been taking care of some things, life type stuff, and hopefully able to get back to getting some more content out there. Love the YouTube community, the YouTube world. I've still been out there watching other people's videos, making some comments, joining some live streams. But I miss talking about precious metals and sharing some of my knowledge with you and getting your feedback as well. It's pretty fun to engage with the audience and get your input as well. So today I want to talk about fractional silver, and more specifically, fractional kilobars. Now, if you follow my channel, a while back I did a couple videos on fractional kilobars and picking up some of those bars and showing them to you as we moved along the process. I've got some here to show you. I thought I'd start covered up a little bit just to be a little intriguing. And at this point, I'm not sure what my thumbnail is going to be, but my thumbnail possibly will spoil it as far as what's under here. But that's okay. You need a good thumbnail, something that might make people click. This would not make a good thumbnail, right? So it won't be this. I can guarantee you that. Now, I don't really buy a whole lot of fractional silver. I buy a lot of fractional gold, but not fractional silver, but because I just think it's too much money. And fractional kilobars are no exception. They do cost you a little bit more to put together. Now, with the recent spot price drop last few months, it's been quite a bit cheaper to buy it, but still, there's a decent premium to pay. It's, probably equivalent to what, the Eagles are at right now with the premiums. So yeah, if you do the calculation, it is just about the same premium as buying Eagles. And now that I've made myself aware of that, maybe I should be picking up a few Eagles. I don't know. It's a principal thing with the American Silver Eagles, right? They're just too much money right now, so I'm holding off. I think they'll come down. Been saying that for quite a few months, but I believe they'll come down. But on the fractional kilo, I just decided a while back when the pandemic hit, the 5-ounce, 10-ounce bars got sold out really quick. Now, I've never really been a silver bar fan. I don't know. I just would prefer, coins or rounds, or that's just what I preferred. No particular reason. I wasn't against them. But I didn't have many of them. And when the pandemic hit and I saw that these bars were sold out almost immediately, I thought to myself, I should have some bars in our stack, just to be diversified. Maybe when the next thing happens in the world, maybe it'll be coins or fractional. I don't know. Maybe it'll be something else. But at this time, I really realized that I needed to diversify and get some other bars in the stack now. Let me just tell you, I'm not a big fan of anything over 10-ounce bars. I don't have any 100-ounce bars, probably never will. I just think that once you get above 10, it makes it harder to sell, and people could request them to be tested. And so, I don't know. I know a lot of people buy kilo bars, 100-ounce bars, all that stuff, and that's great. I mean, that's a great part of your stack. It's a way to stack it cheaper. Take up less room. It fits nicely in a safe or fits nicely wherever you want to stick it. So I can certainly see why people would want to buy those types of bars, but they're just not in for me. So I was talking about a story, and the story is about a YouTuber named Insufficient Stacker. Now, unfortunately, Fish that he went by is no longer out there that I can find. He was putting out quite a few videos. He dealt a lot with gold. He put out a pretty cool video one day about fractional stacking of kilo bars. And I thought, wow, what a cool video. And he had, a few different kinds that he was stacking. And I just thought, well, that would be really cool. I stack fractional gold, 10 tenth ounces, 4 quarter ounces. Why not do it with the silver? So Fish is really the one who got me thinking about it and pursuing it. And I just really appreciate that he put out that video, because I probably wouldn't have been doing what I've been doing lately. He did pop on a few months ago, I think, and say that, he had family things going on. It was just taking care of family issues, and life was getting in the way of YouTube, and that's fine. We all can certainly understand that, right? But hopefully he'll pop back in someday, because he was a pretty cool YouTuber and had a nice stack going, and he really did great videos. So hopefully, Fish, we'll see you again soon. So that's what kind of got me on this journey. And this journey's taken a while. I haven't went out and bought it all at once. In fact, the last several bars I bought, I've gotten for a much better price than the first ones that I bought, with how much silver came down. So now we go ahead and take a look at the different types of fractional kilo bars that I've been stacking and see what you think. Give me some comments down below. You think I'm crazy, way too much money, premium's too high. That's fine. I'm a stacker, and I really like to buy things as cheap as possible. But I also like to have some fun doing it too. And I think this is more in that fun category. Plus, it's very functional and allows me to build the stack by quite a bit. All right. So why don't we go ahead and look at this first stack that I picked up. And I've got some videos out on these. But let's take a look at the YPS 100 gram chunky bars. Now these are pretty cool. Love the weight. Bought these directly from YPS, which stands for Yeager's Poured Silver. And these definitely have some weight and some chunk to them. Turn off my overhead light there. They're giving that yellow cast. All right, and the thing about the Yeagers too is that they're serialized. This is number 921. So every one of those has a serial number on them. They're not all in order because I bought them at different times. However, kind of cool to have a serial number on them and just some nice chunky weight to them. So you can see down here I've got 10 of them. So it takes 10 100 grammers to make a kilo bar. All right, I know the camera's pretty far away and it's kind of freaking out on me right now. Let me maybe get my hand in there, give it something to focus on. So that's the first fractional kilo bar that I have is from Yeager's Poured Silver. Yeager's good company. They have decent pricing. I'll go over the pricing here in a minute as far as the premiums on them. And we'll talk about that here momentarily. So the second kilo bar that I have is the Scottsdale. Now I really, really love these. These are not as chunky, right? You can see they're thinner, flatter. Great to hold in the hand, though. I'll tell you, get this in your hand and you're working or whatever. It's just silver just feels so good in the hand. And these are nice. These fit, and you can just kind of rub them, and maybe you can get some of those healing properties out of there. Not a doctor. Don't play one on TV. But silver is definitely used in the medical field, right? So you can see here, Scottsdale 999, fine silver, 100 grams. And no serial number on the back. Looks like they actually kind of maybe grind it down to get it to the right weight. Now, with these Scottsdales, every one of them, when I weigh them, weighs more than 100 grams, 100.2, 100.3. So they do throw in a little bit extra there for you. And I really, really like Scottsdale. Scottsdale's a great company, and as you probably know, Scottsdale does a lot of minting for a lot of different places. Some countries, things like that. So Yeager Poured Silver, Scottsdale. I've got another one here, another fractional kilo from another company, and you can see this one's taking up a lot of room, which is kind of the con of buying them from this company. But on the other hand, this company's well respected, and they keep their value. There is no doubt that this right now is a hot item, a hot company, and really, you can get your money back easily on them. And that's right, folks, Geiger bars. These are called in assay, which means that they have the paperwork and the certificate with them, right? So you can see they've got the security feature, the serial numbers. Down here, 100 grams. AG 999, production supervisor, production manager, and up here it says certificate. So these come certified in these cases. I love them actually in these cases, but they had a lot of weight. I weighed these one time. They're about 133 grams, so Adds about 33 grams to the weight of the bar. But just absolutely gorgeous piece of silver, right? I mean, made in Germany. Geiger has been around since the 1200s. If you haven't seen my video on Geiger, you should check it out. I did a really nice video on Geiger and their history, and I'll actually put a link to it below. Check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. I got a video of some of their production line and them making some of the Geiger stuff inside their plant. It's a really good video. But again, the con is you've got all these plastic cases. You got the weight of the plastic cases. You got the size of the plastic cases. I also worry about, if we were to have a fire and, the melting of the plastic around the Geiger bar as well. Whereas, most of the silver and gold will survive a fire if it's not burning for hours and doesn't get too hot. I've also got an old video on that too. I did a really good video probably a couple years ago now on a fire and what temperatures your gold and silver will melt at and things like that. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to check that one out too. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of Geiger bars. And, you can get the 100 gram, without the assay. You can get them just as a bar. And I might have one or two of those. But, for my fractional kilo bar, I wanted to get them all in assay, in the plastic, just to have them. So I think they're really, really cool. And so again, I really like buying the smaller bars as opposed to the big guns, the kilos. So let's take a look at the premiums. And I went through and I calculated. I'm not really, concerned about the spot price, what it is today, but how much over spot. So what I did is I went to Yeager's website and eBay to compare Scottsdale and the Geiger, because I bought most of that stuff on eBay. Now, the Geiger, some of the Geigers I did get from APMEX, because APMEX ran a special on them at the time I bought them. They were a really good price. But I thought we'd look at the premiums. So I did the calculation on the Yeager's poured silver, and they came out to about 30.7%. Now that's pretty high. We're talking American Silver Eagle territory, right? If you're going to spend 30% more, would you just buy an Eagle? I don't know, you might, but again, I wanted to get some bars for the stack, right? That's how much the Yeagers were. So let's just call it 31% over. Now the Scottsdale and the Geiger, these two, I was surprised when I did the calculation because I really thought the Geigers would come out a little bit more. This is again based on eBay when I went out there today. So maybe, a few months ago, Geiger would have been, a little bit more. But both of those are going for about 37% over spot. As you know, probably 100 grams is 3.215 ounces. So I just multiplied 3.215 times spot to find out, how much it would have been if you paid spot for it. And then looked at the sold auctions and did some math. So about 37%. That's, folks, I'm calculating that. That's pretty high. It's a lot to spend. I mean, again, if you went out and bought a kilo bar, you wouldn't spend 30% probably on it if you bought it today. Maybe back in a few months ago. But so, you are going to pay a premium, and that's, one of the cons to having fractional. But just like with your gold, you're paying the premiums for the 10th ounce and quarter ounce. But, I think some fractional gold's good to have around for the future. Anyway, about 37% on the Geiger and the Scottsdale. A little high. Now, there's some other mints I was looking at on eBay that are cheaper, but only by a couple bucks. Like the Germania mint has 100 gram silver bars, and APMEX makes a product called 9 Fine Mint. And most of you are familiar with those. I think they come like the orange box, right? Those were a couple bucks cheap, but only a couple bucks. So let's say the Geiger and the Scottsdale were going for about $103. These are going for $98. Now, $5 is a lot. 5 times 10, we can all do the math, right? If you were to buy, take the Germania mint, buy 10 of those, and you save $5 each, you'd save $50 over, buying your fractional kilo. To me, $50 is a lot. That's a couple more ounces of silver, right? And as a stacker, that's how I think about it. I think about those couple ounces of silver. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at this from a little bit different view, because I love the stacking the stacking of the bars, you can't really see them that well like this. I mean, you can a little bit, but I'll go ahead and run some other footage here and show you what it looks like from the side because it's pretty cool. So yeah, here we go. What do you think? Look at this stuff. Is this stuff beautiful or what? I just love the stacking. Now, I know I got the Geiger bars in the way right now, but yeah, I just think it's so cool to stack those bars on top of each other. And it just really kind of, gives you a different perspective on having that weight. So, right here in front of us, we've got 3 kilos, which is pretty cool. And that would be pretty awesome to have if you ever need it for something. But yeah, just really cool, isn't it? I just love the stuff. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, if you have a favorite bar that you're stacking. Now, there's some companies, that make 250 gram bars. Geiger certainly does. They have 500 gram bars. You could just buy 2 of them if they were 500, or you could buy 4 of them if they were 250 and probably save a little bit of money. I know there's another one. I can't think of the name of it. It's got a ship on it. It's actually a 250 gram bar, and it's actually a $10 denomination. So it's actually, a coin bar, if you will, right? You can, you could stack 4 of those and put them together. I know that Silverholic was collecting those a while back. He had some videos out on them, and those are pretty cool too. So there's different ways you can do it. Of course, you could stack 1,000 1-gram bars if you wanted to, and that the premiums on those would be pretty high. But that's certainly possible if you're really interested in stacking fractional, some really fractional stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. And I'm not a big fan of big bars. I mean, here's some. I got some of these sitting off to the side here. I've got some 1-gram Geigers. I bought several of those for actually a really good price, cheapest I think I ever paid for them in modern times anyway. And maybe not 3 years ago, but got these for a really good price. These are again just the 1-grammer. So get 10 of these, and these are pretty cool. And of course, I have the the security features on them as well, serial numbers, and this ultraviolet black light symbol that shows up when you put a black light over it. I think it says like LEV on it. LEV, kind of hard to see. So yeah, Geiger's fun to collect. Geiger is a little bit of a premium. Having some, 1 ounce bars is pretty cool too. So out of these 3 sets, this is serialized. These have serial numbers on them. It's just the Scottsdale that doesn't have serial numbers on it. And I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of other Scottsdales, but I don't know if Scottsdale puts serial numbers on any of their stuff. I have to go back and check that. Because, it'd be kind of cool if they were to put serial numbers on this. Of course, from, a manufacturing perspective, it would, cost them quite a bit more to pump those out with serial numbers on them. So that's my fractional kilo bar collection. Well, at least what I'm showing you for today. Okay, give me some comments down below. Tell me what you think. I appreciate your time. And always remember, let's keep talking bullion.